Tonight, it's their first TV movie together.
One was enough.
Bob Hope and Don Amici, up to their necks in bodies and beauties.
She's crazy about me.
Go act your age.
They're two old pros who can still get down.
I don't break dance.
Stella Stevens, Frank Gorshin, Anne Francis, Jamie Farr, and Jane Meadows head a bang-up cast.
Holy smoke, they got an arsenal.
In the hottest new mystery of the year.
Got any marshmallows?
Can Bob outdo Don to find out who done it?
Works on people's court.
It's a masterpiece of murder.
It's open, Mrs. Murphy.
I keep telling you, Danny, to call me Bridget. Danny, do you smell the coffee brewing downstairs?
Yes, Mrs. Murphy, but no thanks, Mrs. Murphy.
Why is it always no?
Because I'm always working on the case. I got to rush, Mrs. Murphy.
Well, don't forget, tomorrow is rent day.
So soon? I just paid in January.
It's April now. Grace period is over.
Thank you, Peter. Thank you, Peter.
You're welcome, sir. I thought we'd enjoy breakfast poolside this morning, sir. It's a very good day.
Peter, they're all very good days.
175 out of 2. Here's your change. Thank you, Donna.
Can I trust you to share this with the wine steward? Put it on my tab, Sweeney.
Never mind the weather, Humphrey. Did you close the Park Avenue deal? The only hurdle that matters is, did we get the property on our terms? Send me the papers to sign, and the weather is wonderful.
Joe. Anything for me today? I want to get a bet down the third race.
Sure you do. Yeah, I do have something. My client, Mr. Wallinsby, thinks his wife's entertaining this guy over at the Open Arms Motel. Get a picture. I'll give you $20.
25.
15.
Okay. I'd argue longer, but I can't afford it. Come on, man. Come on.
1,000,005. Deal, Frank?
It's a deal, Greg, and a pleasure.
7, 8, 9.
You couldn't make that a sawbuck, could you, Dave?
Nope.
You want to play liar's poker for a fin?
Nope.
You're a very lucky man, Dave. Without a heart, you could never have a cardiac arrest.
I brought this material back from London with me last week. I thought of you when I saw it. I knew you'd like it.
Oh, yes, yes, I like it. It's beautiful, beautiful.
The usual cut, of course?
Of course. Make the suit and then burn the rest of the boat. We wouldn't want to see anyone else wearing the same material, would we?
Danny, boy, including today, you're into me for 2 yards.
Lemon Drop didn't?
Lemon Drop didn't. Pay now.
Moose, here's 5 on the count.
The rest in 48 hours, or else.
What do you mean, or else?
Huey.
I never knew what or else meant before.
I don't care what you recommend. Buy 10,000 shares at 17. Buy, EF. Hello.
Hello, Frank. Jonathan.
Well, hello, neighbor. How is Santa Vista?
Beautiful. I want you to come up here this weekend for my birthday.
No, my place up there will be closed for another month.
Be my guest. Stay at my place.
No, I'm very comfortable right here on my little boat.
Frank, don't argue. Now, you know me, Mr. Stubborn. This is my 65th birthday, and everybody is coming, including you. And I've got a surprise for you. I've got someone I want you to meet. Don't bring any present under $5,000.
Yeah.
Hello, Danny. Jonathan.
Who?
Jonathan Heyer. Remember, I used to throw a lot of work your way in the old days. Remember?
I remember the good old days.
How's the gumshoe racket?
Sensational. Top of the world. How's the mouthpiece racket?
Hell, I'm such a good lawyer, I'm practically retired. Danny, you may not be interested, but I've got a job for you. I'm throwing a big bash for my 65th birthday.
Well, happy birthday. 10 more years, you can run for president.
Stop clowning. There'll be a lot of important people here wearing a lot of jewelry, and I need someone to take charge of security. You think you can handle it? Make $1,000 for the weekend?
I usually spend weekends at my country place, but maybe I can make an exception.
Thank you, Peter. I'll be going to Santa Vista for the weekend. Jonathan Heyer's birthday party.
You want Jameson to drive you, sir?
No, Peter. Have him bring the car with some wardrobe. I'm going with Gavin in luxury, too.
Right, sir, I'll be there.
Danny, the answer is no.
Now, look, Ted, I got to get to Santa Vista, and I want to rent Minerva again.
Minerva won't make it to Santa Vista. Besides, you owe me $13 from last time.
She'll make it. It's proof there's life after death. I'm on a case with a $1,000 guarantee. Cash.
Danny, you haven't seen $1,000 cash since Hollywood Park opened.
When was the last time anybody rented out Minerva?
Not since you owed me $13.
Then what do you got to lose?
Makes sense.
Hey, and Ted, fill her tank, but try not to lift her hood. She's very modest. Minerva, don't give me static. East is east and west is west and the wrong one I have chose. Ah, they don't make singers like they used to. I'm wearing those frills and flowers and buttons and bows, rings and things and buttons and bows.
Jonathan, anything else you'd like to talk about?
Well, I just found out that Lola is sleeping with somebody else.
With whom?
My chauffeur, Stooge.
Bronson?
That's okay. It's okay. I've already got my eyes on a replacement.
For which one?
Lola first. Guys like Bronson are hard to come by. But I'm working on something much more important.
Something you want to talk about?
Yeah. Well, you see, I need these two guys for a scam. One of them used to be a detective and the other was a thief. They didn't like each other, to put it politely. In fact, one of them threw the other in the slammer a long time ago. Well, I need the cop in order to get the cat burglar. And I'm going to con the two of them into pulling off this deal. And you know how I'm going to do it?
How, Jonathan?
What makes America great? Competition.
Only 20 miles left and you decide to make espresso.
Julia, I am talking to you not as the executor of your father's estate, but as his good friend, and I would hope yours too.
I know that, Uncle John.
Have you been thinking about what I said?
Yes.
Your father, Julia, was a highly respected man, and deservedly so, but we all have minor flaws. And it really wouldn't do for the world to know that besides his great collection of masterpieces, he was collecting underground paintings.
Uncle John, I realize that the pain...
No, hell. It's no mortal sin, dear. I have some myself. But to put those paintings on display would taint your father's reputation. Why don't I take them off your hands? Nobody will ever know. And in return, I'll give you $1 million in cash, which you can contribute to your favorite charity in his name.
Well, I really don't know what else to do with them.
You've had a month to think it over. There really isn't anything else. Look, it's my birthday, and that'll be my present. Agreed?
Agreed.
Good girl. Good girl. Now, why don't you go out and enjoy yourself out there?
Thank you, Bronson.
Mr. Hire wants me to put you into the Blue Suite.
The Blue Suite? Well, I'm honored. Jonathan must want something. Any of the other guests arrived?
Some, sir.
How is Lola?
Very good, sir. Very good.
Frank Ahern, hold up. It's Matilda Hussey.
How is everything at Zing Magazine?
Still singing. You remember Jerry Page. Haven't seen you since we did that layout on you.
Yes, you laid me out all right. Did you have to say I was one of the richest men in the world?
Well, you are, aren't you?
I have been zapped by every charitable institution from here to China.
Oh, it's going to be one hell of a party. Oh, there's Jamie Farr. Let's get a shot, Jerry. I'll fill you in on all the dirt later.
You can hardly wait, Matilda.
What do you mean, invitation?
I-N-V-I...
Look, I'm Dan Dolan in charge of security.
Of what?
S-E-C-U-R. I'd spell it, but it might confuse you. Check with Johnny Hire.
Yeah, it's Sam at the gate.
and Minerva, you're just like all the other girls I know. You won't go all the way.
I'm really looking forward to this, Frank. You see, all of these people are very close friends of mine, dear, and I'll introduce you to them in a little while. Oh, yes, that's Ruth Beekman. Used to be Ruth Heyer. Jonathan dumped her a few years back. She got a big settlement and married Maurice Beekman, society doctor. Rumor is they're almost broke. He got into some trouble dealing in drugs and, cost her a fortune to keep him out of jail. You know Pierre Rudin.
I can't stand that man.
Well, you're not alone. He was voted the least liked man in Santa Vista. Rudin is not his real name. Made millions manipulating on the stock exchange, indicted a couple of times, but never convicted. Collects art now and beautiful women. That's Christine Danning, starlet. Made a dirty movie once. Oh, speaking of art, there's Vincent Faunce. Supposed to be one of the most successful art dealers in the world. I don't know who that is with him.
You will, Matilda.
Jonathan, happy birthday.
Thank you, Victor.
May I introduce Della Valance?
Delighted.
My pleasure, Miss Valance. This is Lola Crane, my friend.
Heyer's mistress.
Yes, I know. Everybody knows.
Yes, but everybody doesn't know that she is on her way out.
So am I.
The word is that Lola and Bronson have been taking long rides in the country together and getting a lot of use out of the blanket in the back seat.
Della's interested in buying your Madonna with child.
Well, it is Rembrandt's Madonna with child, and it's not for sale.
Perhaps I can persuade you to change your mind.
No, but I wish you'd try. Vincent, I've got to tell somebody or Boss Julia is going to give me Forsyth's you know what. Isn't that great?
Great.
I'll talk her into letting you handle his regular collection.
Oh, thank you, Jonathan.
Mucho macho.
No.
Jonathan, don't be such a tightwad. It's only $250,000. Besides, it's a damn good business.
Well, then go to the bank with it. Ruthie, darling, you bled me for an awful lot of money when we were married, and I settled a lot of money on you for the divorce. Maurice blew it.
He did not blow it. He was innocent. It cost us almost every dime we had.
And they were all my dimes, and now you want me to invest another $250,000 in one of his cockamamie schemes?
It's not a scheme. You're the one who's always scheming, using people, and you dump them, like you did me.
The answer is no. You two will have to make your way through life without me. Now, enjoy your weekend. Nice party, isn't it? Maybe I'll remember you in my will. Frank! Oh, Frank, how good of you to come.
The way you put it, I didn't dare not come. You can still blackmail me on a couple of items.
Jonathan, what do you have on him besides his cat burglaring days? Oh, well, I mean, I could use a little more color for this story.
Never mind. Who is this somebody you want me to meet?
Actually, you have already met him during the good old days. He'll be around. Enjoy, and why not?
Frank! Frank! Frank!
Come on, let's have a drink together.
No. No. Oh, I know. I don't like your style, if you can call it that. Oh, what's that supposed to mean? It means little companies, little people being eaten up by the big bad wolf. Also, you cheat at cards.
Well, the only difference between us, Frankie, is that I never went to jail.
That is a marvelous, beautiful face to photograph.
Gee, thanks.
Perfect angle. Perfect.
Still angling, eh, Jerry? Come on, we got work to do.
Later.
Why, you little slut.
Now, what does that make you, Lola? I know you've been making out with good old Bronson.
That's a lie.
Truth. Lola, stick around. Enjoy the weekend, sing happy birthday, and then the party's over for both of you.
Jonathan.
Neither of you's getting any more of my money. And, of course, then you'll have what you both deserve. Each other. Beat it.
Sure. You'll get your present later.
Did you hear anything I missed?
I beg your pardon?
Hey, Johnny. Happy birthday. Did she come out of the cake?
I'll see you later, Chris.
Oh, nice talking to you, Chris.
How do you like the place? I call it Spanish Bit, like in the movie Duel in the Sun.
Yeah, cozy. How many time zones does this place cover?
Danny, I've missed you.
I'll bet. And what did you say about $1,000?
Oh, yeah. In advance, 10 Ben Franklins.
Ooh, my favorite printer.
Hey, you know who else is here?
Pee Wee Herman.
No. Hey, there he is. Frank. Frank, come on in here.
Frank.
You remember your old friend, Danny Dolan?
Hey, you went over the wall.
Sure, I remember. Hello, copper.
And a meow to you, cat burglar. You the Rolls Royce of Hearn?
I'm considering buying the company, if that's what you're referring to. Ooh, nice. Imported?
Deported. Are you still entering buildings from the second floor?
I don't have to. I now own the buildings.
Well, I gotta admit, you look pretty nifty.
Thank you, thank you. I wish I could say the same about you, but I don't lie.
Why not? I did. You're dressed better than your parole officer.
They are now wearing my hand.
No. Come on, boys. Come on. Let bygones be bygones, huh? Listen, I've got something to show you. Follow me.
You're gonna follow me?
Huh?
Oh. Some of my friends. Rembrandt, Caravaggio, Van Gogh, worth, maybe $6 or $7 million. Who knows? Frank, it is a pity that you aren't into art.
No. I'm into sticks and bricks.
Sticks and bricks?
Real estate. And stocks and bonds. When I talk, my broker listens.
So I've heard. Well, Dan, now listen. There are going to be a lot of people here this weekend. Some of them I don't even know. Now, this is going to be all your responsibility. Think you can handle it?
Sleep warm, sweetheart. I'll keep an eye on everybody. And the other eye on somebody.
Say, Dan, while you're here, now, this isn't really part of your job, but maybe you could help me out. There's something I'd like you to take a peek at. Frank, would you excuse us, please?
You gonna show him that vault nobody's supposed to know about?
Well,
Whatever is wrong, what do you expect Flatfoot to do? Why, he wouldn't know where to put handcuffs on an octopus.
No, but I put him on a cat once, didn't I?
True, but it took you 10 years to do it.
You were from Slippery Rock, that's why.
Time, gentlemen. Frank, would you care to join us?
I'll join you, not him.
Fine. Come along. Here we are.
Let me try, will you?
You think you can still do it?
Well, I may be a little rusty, but...
I hope that's as good ear.
amazing.
Well, dusty, but not rusty.
Gentlemen.
Hey, not much of an artist, was he?
Now, this is what I want you to go after. My Gainsborough's been stolen, and I want it back. Boy on a horse.
Yeah, and he's probably ridden into the sunset by now. Well, how am I supposed to find out who stole it?
I already know. Some time ago, I made the mistake of telling my friend, neighbor, and fellow collector, Pierre Rudin, I had it.
Rudin the rat.
Right, and Rudin the rat stole it, and I want it back.
I like that.
I heard Santa Vista has a police department, but the number's unlisted.
I don't think Jonathan wants the police involved.
That's right. These are what are called underground paintings.
Stolen.
Acquired by any number of means. There's no need to go into that. There are dealers who specialize in approaching collectors like me.
And Rudin.
Yes. We're not concerned whether the world knows about our possessions. These are for my eyes only. You see, there is only one chair.
Makes it tough to play checkers, huh?
Now, Danny, I want you to come upstairs, and I'll tell you more about Mr. Rudin.
Say, this is getting interesting. Am I still invited?
Why not?
I can think of a lot of reasons, but it's your party.
Here's a layout of the house and grounds, and this is a blueprint of the vault, built by the same architect who built mine.
Handy.
The only thing I don't have is the combination.
Not so handy.
Rudin will be at my party until late, and so will his staff. I've subleased them. There will be nobody at his house.
Handy.
Except a couple of guard dogs named Shakespeare and Bacon.
I won't say it.
Dan, you stun gun, shake, and bake, and get the Gainsborough boy back.
Now, wait a minute. I'm not the kind of guy who plays dirty like you two.
And I'll give you $50,000.
Except this one time. Don't worry. I'll get it back.
You'll get it? Ha ha!
So what's funny?
How are you going to get into that vault?
Dynamite.
Oh. Very subtle. Just like Rudin at cards. That man's a cheat.
Well, frankly, Frank, he said the same thing about you.
Yeah.
Don't you hate cheaters who dabble in the truth?
Danny, come on upstairs to the Blue Suite. I want to explain this whole operation to you.
50 big ones?
Boys, it's really nice to see you getting together.
We're a team. Yeah, like a bad marriage.
Wondering what happened to you.
Good things.
Uh-huh. Hey, Jonathan, happy birthday, huh? World-class party, huh?
Not bad, eh, Pierre, for an immigrant boy whose own father couldn't spell his last name?
Hey, makes one feel patriotic. Huh.
Good evening. My escort seems to have vanished. Would either of you two gentlemen care to dance?
I'm game if you'll let me lead.
Oh, there's Vincent. Excuse me.
Jonathan, hello. Excuse me.
Excuse me.
Mr. Ahern.
Yeah. Julia.
I haven't seen you since... Well, I didn't get a chance to thank you for coming to my father's funeral. All the way from New York.
He was a good man and a good friend. I'm not Mr. Ahern, Frank.
Thank you, Frank.
Don't embarrass me in public. You haven't spoken a word to me all evening.
Oh, well, I thought you'd be packing, dear.
No, it's not going to be that easy.
You could try palimony, but you better get yourself a good lawyer, because I'm a very good lawyer myself.
Well, Frank, the rich are different. Hello.
Hello. I'm here representing the poor.
Oh, there's Jamie Farr. Hold up, it's Matilda Hussey.
Vincent, you know Julia.
Of course, Miss Forsyth, Miss Beland.
Pleasure. Hello.
Jonathan, I don't see any of our local artists here.
Well, I'm only interested in dead artists. By the way, Julia might be able to use some advice about her father's collection, and I suggested she call you.
May I?
I'd be glad to help.
I might want to buy some of those paintings myself, Vincent, but don't gouge.
All right, everybody, gather around. Come on now, I know you're all here. I'm counting noses, starting with me first. 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, 6. My dear friend Jonathan Heyer has asked me to say a few words on his 65th birthday, which I did 4 years ago. Jonathan, you were a great athlete in high school. This man was the only player on the football team who had to buy season tickets. The new Jonathan Heyer Posty Samp, it failed. People kept spitting on the wrong side. Jonathan used to be known as a man of 1,000 faces, but times have changed. Now you're just two-faced.
I hope Shake and Bake are enjoying their catnap. Hey, you sure we shouldn't have called first?
Emergency exit.
Let's try and not have any emergencies, huh?
Audio sensor. Any unusual sound would trip the alarm. Then shut up.
What is it now?
Photoron beam.
Oh, naturally. I'll be damned. For a guy who's supposed to be out of business for so long, how come you're so up to date?
I own a small high-tech company in Silicon Valley. We specialize in security systems.
Specialize on that, will you? If we get killed on this job, promise me one thing, they won't bury us together.
God forbid.
And does he love gamblers? He loves gamblers. Matter of fact, you have a bunch of them working for you. He calls it hiring the handicappers. And as you all know, he is a connoisseur of brilliant works of art.
Leaving, Pierre?
I'll be back in a few minutes. Just gonna change my things.
You got away with words. I remember the first time he looked at my nose, he said,
Dynamite.
Would have been quicker. There's the jockey.
Will Rogers said he never met a man he didn't like. Well, Jonathan never met a man he couldn't buy. Could anyone say about Jonathan Heyer that hasn't already been said behind his back? Happy birthday to you, John.
Thank you, thank you. I don't know.
No, use the knife, not the nose.
Here we go. Done.
We'll meet in Frank's suite at 3:30.
5-0. 10 minutes after 4. $40 late.
Yeah, and I hope that 50 thou didn't throw him. Maybe he's holding a garage sale.
Let's go find him.
Yeah, and the 50 G's. Johnny.
Jonathan? He's dead.
Yeah, and I bet it wasn't the hors d'oeuvres.
What's going on here?
Bronson, you better call the cops.
Yeah, and while you're at it, beat the coroner.
A Masterpiece of Murder continues, starring Bob Hope and Don Amici.
I came as soon as I heard.
Oh, good. I probably would have sent for you. Who are you?
Vincent Fonce, a friend.
Oh, this is terrible. And you?
Pierre Rudin.
You?
Della Valance.
More friends. How come a man with so many friends got murdered?
Murdered?
That's the way I'm here. I'm Lieutenant Wax, Santa Vista Homicide Division. That's Sergeant Hacker.
What makes you think Jonathan was murdered?
The coroner's preliminary report. According to Mr. Achilles Fanudis here, who is seldom wrong, Somebody dropped a lethal dose of poison in Heyer's insulin, right, Mr. Fanutis?
Right.
Did, Heyer have a lot of enemies?
One was enough.
He wasn't the sort of man to get where he was by stepping aside. He stepped on a lot of people.
Okay. The house guests will remain house guests. The rest of you stay in the Santa Vista area until I say so. Comprende? Okay, that's all for tonight. Actually, it's morning.
The party's over, and the story's turned into an obituary. Come on, Jerry.
You got anything to add?
Not right now, but I'll let you know as soon as I catch the killer.
Excuse me, Mr. Dolan. It's vitally important that I speak with you, so if you would, come over to my place, 10 o'clock this morning. You do know how to get there, I'm sure.
You think he's onto us?
Does Telly Savalas have a bald spot? I'm going over there and find out what he wants.
We're going.
He didn't ask for you.
He's getting me. In the first place, I don't trust him, and in the second place, I don't trust you.
Well, if you got room in there for a third place, the feeling is mutual. So there. You sure you want me to drive?
I've probably forgotten how to drive.
Oh, this is uptown. Shall I wipe my feet first?
That's okay. You're wearing shoes now. The ubiquitous Mr. Florence.
Well, I only invited Mr. Dolan.
We're a team.
Yeah, he's like a credit card. I never leave home without him.
I suppose I really have no choice. Come in. What? See that?
Same artist.
What? It was Heyer. That damn Heyer stole my Gainsborough.
You sure the butler didn't send it to the cleaners?
I bought that painting from Vincent Fonts 4 months ago. It was an underground transaction, but he'll verify the deal, unofficially, of course.
Of course.
I made a mistake by telling Heyer I had it. He stole it, and now he's dead, and I want it back immediately.
So much for the mourning period. But why tell me?
Well, because, Mr. Dolan, I happen to know that Jonathan hired you to be in charge of security last night.
You should have hired me, too.
And it occurred to me, Mr. Dolan, that you were missing from that party for quite some time. So you, Frankie boy. And then there's your past history.
Ancient history.
Why don't you call a cop?
I'm calling you. Hey, I don't care what you do or how you do it, but you get that Gainsborough back to me, and I'll give you $100,000. No questions.
100,000?
100,000.
I never knew there was so much money in stealing things that were already stolen.
Jonathan sure fed us a line about that painting. He was a sly son of a gun.
Yeah, now Sly's been slain, and I'm the sleuth singled out to search out who slew Sly. At least we'll get the painting back to its rightful owner, and I'll get the $100,000.
Like hell.
Like hell I'm not. He's getting back his painting, and I'm getting the $100,000.
Wrong.
Well, what's going to stop me?
I am.
You and who else?
Lieutenant Wax. Otherwise, we both might go to jail this time.
Hey, wait a minute. It's gone.
What do you mean it's gone?
Hey, wait a minute. There is something down at the bottom. It sparkles. I can't reach it. Come on.
Come on what?
Let's rip it apart.
How about dynamite? Here, step aside. One coat hanger and some bubble gum.
Voila. Familiar? Yeah, Miss Della Valance was wearing it last night. And whenever she stole our painting.
Let's find out where she's staying. Go pay her a visit.
You gonna call Wax?
That can wait. I don't like being robbed. Looks like I'm stuck with you a little longer.
Oh, good. Maybe you'll learn something.
Yeah. How to live with pain.
Well, I could get used to this.
Thanks. I already have a driver.
That's not what I meant. Say, how much does this ego wagon cost?
Oh, don't be gauche. Turn left.
Left, I know. Gauche, I have to look up.
Come on, get it started. Shut up.
Are you all right?
Yes, but they took to Gainsborough.
Ah, they got the painting.
Let's go.
How fast will this thing go?
I don't know, and I don't want to find out. You know what you're doing?
About 70. 75? What the hell was that?
We'll never know.
Just a minute. What are we chasing them for? For $100,000.
You jerk! You crunched my fender.
Oh, not to worry. I saved the other 3.
Oh, but that... You sure you're all right?
Yes, thanks.
You stole our painting.
It isn't exactly your painting, and I didn't exactly steal it.
Exactly what does exactly mean, Miss Valance?
And I'm not exactly Della Valance.
Well, do you mind telling us exactly what the hell is going on? Exactly?
My name is Deborah Potts. I'm an insurance investigator.
Art insurance,
Well, hello, Miss Potts. Welcome to Santa Vista.
which seems to be a hotbed of stolen paintings, including that Gainsborough you two liberated.
Seems that painting has been liberated again.
Why'd you steal it?
It's part of my job to secure stolen paintings.
Lady, if you're going to be a thief, always count your charms after a heist.
Oh, I wanted you to find that. I knew it would bring you after me.
You're the only ones who can help me. You've been inside Rudin's vault. I have to know what other pictures he has hidden down there. They might all be stolen.
There was Monet. I'll try and remember the rest. In the meantime, do you have any idea who those hoods were?
No. Probably work for some collector or Art dealer.
Like Little Lord Faunce?
Faunce? No, I think he's legit. He's been helping me. But 3 or 4 others around here I'm not so sure of.
How did you know we had the Gainsborough?
In my business, the ears work overtime. I heard Rudin's vault was foolproof, couldn't be cracked.
I cracked it. Dynamite Dolan came along for the ride.
He can't even drive.
Why don't we work together? Pool our resources?
Consider us pooled.
The 3 Musketeers.
Would you settle for 2.5?
Well, Lieutenant Colombo, have you...
Wax.
I'll get the name straight in the story. If you solve the case.
When? When?
Damn it, Lola, get the hell out of here. Go on, beat it. Leave me alone. I got things to do.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, I guess I didn't start this at the beginning.
Testing. 1, 2. Testing. 1, 2. Okay. Things I've got to do today. Call Holly and okay the land deal. Call Ahern and Dolan. Give them the old Conaroo. Can hardly wait to see their expressions when they meet each other. See Haveloff about the new caddy.
Jonathan, if you're through with that phony shrink I think you're sleeping with, there's something I've got to talk to you about.
Damn it, Lola, get the hell out of here. Go on, beat it. Leave me alone. I got things to do.
What's this garbage about my credit cards?
I said later. Out. Credit cards. You're dead and you don't know it, babe. You and that Bronson. What else? Oh, yeah. The new caddy.
We don't need to hear anymore. The rest is personal.
That wasn't, huh?
Mr. Dolan, Mr. Ahern, would either of you like to tell me what Heyer's Conaroo was?
I don't have the faintest idea, Lieutenant. If Jonathan was planning a sting, he didn't live long enough to carry it out.
Yeah, somebody stung him first.
So, Lola, you and Heyer were planning to go at a Pottsville, hmm?
Oh, shut up.
Certainly.
Beekman, aren't you a doctor?
I won't be insulted. If you know the answer, why ask the question?
I guess it's just my nature. Do you know what kind of poison killed Heyer?
No.
But you do know about poisons. Mrs. Beekman.
Yes.
Formerly Mrs. Heyer.
Yes.
You and Heyer didn't get along very well, did you?
What makes you say that?
Because he divorced you?
I divorced him. We were still friends. He did invite us to the party.
Oh, how civilized. You ever give him his insulin shots?
No. And neither did I scrub his back nor brush his teeth.
Maybe that's why you're not in the will.
How do you know I'm not?
I don't. Bronson, did you know that Heyer was going to dismiss you?
I don't think he would.
Then why was he saying that you and Lola were dead? Do you think he was going to kill you?
I don't know.
Do you?
No, I don't.
Mr. Rudin, you and the dearly departed were competitors as well as neighbors.
And friends. Friends.
Friends. Okay, everybody, that's it for now. We're going to be doing a little checking up on you all, and in the meantime, relax. Enjoy the wake. Let's go, honey.
Simon says I need a fresh drink. Jerry?
Yep.
Miss Forsyth, I know how close you were to Jonathan, especially after your father's death. If there's anything I can do to help, please call.
Thanks. I will.
I think you better tell Wax who you really are.
Well, I was going to do just that, but not in front of everybody. It's better if they think I'm just plain Della Valance.
What about you? You still want to tell Wax about the Gainsborough?
What are we going to say? We stole a painting, she stole it from us, somebody stole it from her.
It works on people's court.
Excuse me, Miss Forsythe. This may not be the proper time or place, but there's something I'd like to mention. Your father's collection. I've seen most of the paintings, and I certainly would love to add some of them to my collection. At a very fair price, of course.
Well, Mr. Rodin, unlike my father, I know very little about art. So I'm going to ask Mr. Franz to handle the disposition of the collection. That was my Uncle Jonathan's advice.
Right, I see. Probably very wise. Well, I'll be talking to Vincent then. Thank you very much.
Can you talk?
Huh?
I said, can you talk? I haven't heard you say anything, you know.
Well, I had 3 lines in Lady for a Night.
Oh.
Lola, are you going to miss the little old homestead? Hmm?
Your drink, Miss Crane.
That witch, I wish she'd turn up dead. Thank you, Bronson.
Do you know where it is?
I know where everything is.
I think you've had enough.
So do I.
A kind of a mixed bag we got here, isn't it?
Not exactly the types you'd expect to see at a PTA meeting.
Unless it was Ma Barker High School.
True, true. At least one murderer, a sprinkling of art thieves.
A nymphomaniac or two. Hey, we got the makings of a television series here.
I'm going to go talk to Lieutenant Wax and a couple of local contacts. See if I can catch up to a bouncing boy on a horse.
Good, good.
My painting, fellas. What about my painting? Am I going to get it back?
Just stand by. Sooner or later, everybody ends up with it.
But first, we have to attend to something infinitely more important.
Damn.
Yeah, what's more important than collecting my money?
My lunch?
An amusing little brandy. I must ask Mrs. Murphy to pick up a bottle at the local supermarket.
Henri, je voudrais l'escargot de Bourgogne.
Et Monsieur Doran?
La même chose, monsieur, 1000 fois.
Bien, monsieur.
How did you learn French?
Oh, you remember Raquel Latour? We spent quite a bit of time together. She was a great teacher. I learned a little French from her, too.
You know something, Dolan? I don't think you're as proletarian as you pretend to be.
At the risk of being gauche, I looked it up. Just how the hell did you make all your money?
Oh, that.
It wasn't by cat burgling, unless you were franchised.
After you nailed me and sent me up, I spent a lot of time in the prison library.
You can make a fortune stealing books?
I made a fortune from reading. I started off with 2 books, How to Make Money in Real Estate, How to Make Money in Stocks and Bonds.
And that's it?
Not exactly. I always had a proclivity for numbers, so I quit the second-story business and concentrated on securities and such.
It's interesting.
Wouldn't hurt you to do a little reading.
Oh, I read a couple of books once. How to Beat the Horses and How to Hitch a Ride Home from the Track. Always get your money in advance in this business. There's a big client turnover.
What money?
From Hire, he paid me $1,000.
He'll never miss it, even though he didn't get his money's worth.
I'm still working on the case.
A lot of good that'll do him. Back to hires?
Haberdashery. I'm springing for a new set of threads.
May I help you?
I'm Julia Forsythe. I have an appointment with Mr. Font.
Yes, we were expecting you. Mr. Fons is with a client. He'll be with you in a moment.
Oh, I'm a little early.
Ugarte Van Meer, Mr. Fons' associate. But primarily, I am an artist. This is one of my works.
It's beautiful.
It's for sale.
Oh, Miss Forsythe. I'm sorry if I'm late. I see you've met Ugarte, my assistant.
Mr. Van Meer was just showing me one of his paintings.
Yes, well, I'm sure Miss Forsythe didn't come here to buy art. She came to dispose of some. Isn't that true?
Yes.
Shall we go to my office where we can talk?
Sure. Nice meeting you, Mr. Van Meer. It is a lovely painting. You see, Mr. Fons, I was going to give the underground paintings, is that what they're called?
Yes.
Yeah, to Uncle Jonathan. But now that he's gone, I want them back to their proper owners. But of course, without implicating my father.
I see.
So along with the regular collection, I'd also like you to handle the other paintings. Get them back to their owners or museums. But my father's name must not be mentioned.
Well...
Look, I'll pay you whatever you think is fair. Will you help me? Please?
How many paintings are there in the other collection?
5.
Has anybody else seen them?
No one.
Of course, I'd have to see the paintings.
Anytime you like. I'm very grateful, Mr. Fons.
You'll have to sign a contract, giving me full authority in the matter.
Of course.
And a check as a retainer.
Vincent, this time I'd say you were in quite a pickle.
Oh, shut up. You and your damned eavesdropping.
What difference does it make? You'd have told me anyhow.
So beautiful.
You know, I believe my forgeries are better than these originals.
Come on. Out.
Yes, master. First hire, now the Forsythe woman. You know damn well you can't return Forsythe's paintings without exposing yourself.
Millions. 20 years.
Has it been that long? Vincent, I want you to put $1 million into a Swiss account in my name.
Don't be so stupid. I don't have $1 million.
Oh, you'll get it. I'm tired of being a closet artist for pittance and affection.
That again, now.
Our own home, and I don't even have the combination to that.
God, please. Let me think.
Then think about your partner who'd be so shocked to find out what's been going on.
You wouldn't do that.
Oh, wouldn't I? And think about the $1 million.
Not quite. Jolt, I'm not in very good shape, but this gun is.
Hello, everybody. I didn't know you had a gun.
I don't. It's Hires.
Are we having a slumber party?
Yeah, tell Lieutenant Wax to bring his jammies. The envelope, please.
A Masterpiece of Murder continues, starring Bob Hope and Don Amici.
Well, well, well. $2,500 bills. Count them, 20. That's $10,000, right, Mr. Ahern?
Any way you count it. Hey, that's nice walking around money for a guy who's not walking around anymore.
And a little traveling money for the two of them. I did read you your rights, didn't I?
Somebody under arrest?
Out.
Who did it, Bronson? Or Lola? Or both?
Out.
You are talking to the press.
Maurice, I'm fed up with this circus.
Pat, would you get all of these people out of here?
You heard the lieutenant.
You ever heard of the First Amendment?
Out.
You hamburger.
Get out.
Well, got anything to say?
Yes. To my lawyer.
Well, that's your privilege. All right, let's go downtown.
Wait a minute. You're not taking us to jail.
I'm not?
Look, Lieutenant, I knew Jonathan kept that money in his drawer, and yes, we were taking it, but neither Bronson nor I had anything to do with his death, I swear.
You were just helping tidy up his estate.
I'm serious.
So we're stealing $10,000.
I had it coming.
The service is rendered.
Jonathan said it himself. Palimony.
Well, pal, I didn't hear him say it.
Lieutenant.
Huh?
I don't think we have Bonnie and Clyde here. Why don't you give them a break?
What?
You're with homicide, right?
So?
So, in the first place, this is theft. In the second place, maybe she did have it coming. In the third place, we got the money back. And in the fourth place, it'd take all night to book them. In the fifth place, who's going to prefer charges? And in the sixth place, they're not going anywhere, so why don't you sleep on it?
And in the seventh place, you're the one who called me in the first place.
Yeah.
Come here. You don't give me a better reason, I'm going to have to book them.
Well, how's this? If they did kill Hire, they aren't going to make any mistakes in jail, so, you know, give them a little rope.
Hack, hold this as evidence. The two of you better not take any sudden vacations. Thanks for nothing.
It's my specialty.
Thank you, Mr. Dolan. And I promise you, we didn't kill Jonathan.
Oh, great. He'd be so relieved to hear that. And I hope you and Bronson will be very happy together. But even I wouldn't lay a bet on that.
So you don't think they killed Jonathan?
Nah.
Why?
I don't know. I've just seen too many movies.
Who do you think killed him?
I don't know. I haven't seen that many movies.
Rudin, I don't know. I haven't even seen the damn paintings. Yes, I'm seeing her this afternoon. Oh, yes, you can come at 3. And I would appreciate it if you didn't call up in the middle of the night. Is what? Yes, well, as far as I'm concerned, 7 o'clock in the morning is the middle of the night. Yes, they'll bring a small fortune, of course, but, where are the other paintings? How clever. And convenient.
Very urgent. No, that won't do. Immediately, yes? You won't be sorry. It concerns your partner.
Well, partners, so far no sign of bouncing boy on a horse.
Have you checked with Fonz?
No, but I'll see him today. He's a late riser.
Good morning. Tell your friend, Lieutenant Wax, that we've talked with our attorney. If he wants to reach us, we'll be at our place in Carmel.
Duly noted, and Godspeed.
Whoops. There she goes. Hey, that's some swimmer, huh?
Would you mind drawing the drapes?
Yes. I remember when most of these were reported missing.
Can you get them back to their proper owners?
Well, one or two may have to appear mysteriously on a doorstep, but
Thank you.
I'll need a day or two to make some calls. In the meantime, they might just as well stay here with the others.
I'll leave everything up to you.
Of course. And remember, not a word to anyone.
Got to get that fender fixed. I can't bear to look at it.
Why don't you trade it in on a newer model? This heap's getting old.
Dolan, you dimwit. This heap is a classic. Specially appointed for me. And another one quite like it in the whole world.
Same could be said for Minerva.
Who?
Oh, a very feeble old friend. It seems like every place we go, that fella's already been.
Why don't I like that man?
Oh, it's probably a personality clash. He's got one.
Julia, that was the most delicious Spanish omelet I've ever tasted in my life.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yeah, I've got to give the recipe to Sid Sweeney.
Who?
Oh, it's just a famous French chef I know.
Oh? Where's his restaurant?
This week? Who knows? It's on wheels.
And now, gentlemen, I'm afraid I have a confession to make.
How about that? She's the only one I didn't suspect.
When I called you, it wasn't just to invite you over for brunch.
Well, I knew it. She's crazy about me.
Oh, act your age.
My age? That's somewhere between Blue Lagoon and Cocoon.
Closer to Cocoon.
I don't break dance.
What is it, Julia?
Oh, Frank, I remember you admired a cigarette case that used to belong to my father. I know he would have wanted you to have this. It even has one of your initials on it. F.
Thank you very much. I'll think of something to give you in return.
That isn't necessary.
I know, but I insist.
Hey, hello. Somebody dropped something. Is it yours, Julia?
Oh, I've never seen that before.
Oh, maybe it belongs to some of the help.
I don't think so. Mr. Fonce was here earlier. Maybe he dropped it.
Yes, we saw him make one of his exits. Are you buying a painting?
No, he's agreed to help me with my father's collection.
Hey, what do you think of this?
Oh, where's your swimming pool? Is this pool heated?
Yes, it is. Why?
I suggest we all move back. This gizmo was attached to that Whoozits. When it got to a certain temperature, Miss O'Leary's cow. House, everything, everybody in it. Got any marshmallows?
I've heard of hot tubs, but this is ridiculous. What was that stuff?
I believe it's called Neuropire. Let's ask Mr. Fonce when we see him. But first, let's go find Lieutenant Wax. Burning pool could still be burning. Just lucky it wasn't Julia in the house.
And us. I may sound like an eccentric, but I prefer cremation after death.
We just drove past Fonce's gallery. His car is parked there.
Yeah, but we thought we'd come find you first. Hack told us where.
That's decent of you. And him.
Does he always know where you are?
Always. Well, almost always. Suppose we pay Mr. Fonce a little visit, after I change my pants.
Can I change my pants and tag along?
You need any help? no sign of life.
Let's go around the back.
Okay.
If you want to get in there, Lieutenant, just let me know. I never met a lock I didn't like, or vice versa.
I don't think that'll be necessary, Fancy Fingers. Look here.
Shall we skip the ladies' first formality?
It's all right with me.
Keep her out. We better cut him down and call for notice.
You cut. I'll call.
A Masterpiece of Murder continues, starring Bob Hope and Don Amici.
I know how you feel, Mr. Van Meer, but could you just, well, try to answer a couple of questions?
Yes, of course.
When was the last time you saw your, him?
Thank you. This morning at home, and, then you called.
Do you know if he has any relatives?
There were just two of us. And why would Vincent do such a thing?
Well. Oh, maybe here's why. Conscience. I killed Heyer. Signed Vincent Fonce.
Oh, my God.
You recognize the handwriting?
Yes, it's his.
It seems to be. We checked it out against his appointment. appointment book.
How horrible to hang himself.
Don't be too sure. He may have had a little help kicking the stool.
Would you, care to chew that a little finer?
Well, according to this, Fonce had an appointment a couple hours ago to get a manicure. Mr. Fanutis, did you happen to notice if he kept that appointment?
Yes, I did. And yes, he did. Real nice job, too.
Vincent got a manicure every Sunday at his club.
Yeah, but this wasn't every Sunday. Fonce might have been vain, but would a man contemplating suicide stop by for a manicure first?
There's something else I didn't like, Lieutenant. I wasn't going to say anything till I took a closer look, but...
But what? Say it.
Well, the rope was knotted behind his left ear, but there's a bruise just below the right ear. I'm not sure it was made by the rope. I'll have to make some tests.
Well, go make them. I'll be right there.
Excuse me. It's true, isn't it? Vincent Fonce, he's dead.
Well, it must be 3 o'clock. According to this, you had an appointment with Fonce.
He's 6 minutes early.
Yes, it's true. But you'll have to get the details on the late news. Hack, I want this place kept locked tight. You two want to come to headquarters?
No, I think we better go back up and break the news to Julia.
Yeah, the poor kid. Her Christmas list keeps dwindling.
Mr. Van Meer, I'm sorry to have met you under such tragic circumstances. My condolences.
Thank you, Miss Potts.
Are you coming along?
I have to drive into Los Angeles. I've got an early appointment. That is, if it's all right with you, Lieutenant. I'll be back in the evening.
Sure. Sure. Dinner tomorrow?
You know, Copper, you just might turn out to be a pretty fair detective.
My boy, I passed pretty fair years ago. I'm up to brilliant now.
In that case, what time is it?
Well, it's, I don't believe it. My hand must have been asleep.
Sussy, there's a call for you.
Oh, thanks. Hello? Oh, hello, Jim. Got anything? What? Well, the party's really thinning out. When?
You know, Frank, if it weren't for tripping over bodies all the time, this lifestyle wouldn't be so bad.
Dan, I've been thinking.
Now, don't strain that devious brain of yours. I'll solve the case. About O'Garty.
No, I'm serious. You're a rich man.
Tell that to my bank, will you?
That's exactly what I mean. You got something rare. A free spirit.
It's got to be free. I can't pay for it. Hey, you're not doing so bad yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, thanks to you, I had plenty of time to think things over.
Hey, are you crazy?
I don't know. The jury's still out. Frank, what the hell happened to Fonce?
Go ask Wax. He's waiting to give you an exclusive.
Where is he?
Where else? Headquarters.
Thanks. And you know what?
What?
Since you two hit town, the temperature went up and the population went down.
You know, she's right.
Could be worse.
How?
We could be dead.
Yeah, I wonder who else has thought of that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I should have told you about them. But before you saved my life, I trusted Mr. Fonce. And afterwards, I was so scared I didn't even think about them.
It's all right, Julia. It wouldn't have made any difference.
But it makes a big difference now. A big difference, doesn't it, Frank?
I hate those paintings. First, I was going to give them to Uncle Jonathan, and he was killed. And then Mr. Fonce, and now he's dead.
Paintings aren't to blame, Julia. They're just oil and canvas. People are to blame.
Yes, including my father. I want to make up for this somehow.
Julia, don't think about it now.
Right now, we got a killer to stop before the Santa Vista phone book is only 3 pages long.
Frank, will you help me get these back to whomever they belong? If my father has to take his share of the blame, Well, then that's the way it has to be.
I'll do what I can, and I think we can keep him out of it.
Thank you. You too, Mr. Dolan. Without the both of you, I don't know what would have happened.
Well, anything could still happen. I wouldn't go for any midnight walks alone.
He's right.
Hey, we got a little errand to run, don't we?
Yes, we do.
Well, what did you think of that collection?
I think somebody's got a Xerox machine. Both Rudin and Heyer had some of the same paintings.
Uh-oh.
What's the matter?
I think the Kamikaze brothers are out for a Sunday drive.
Dolan, I was a carefree fella before I met you.
Sure Chuck Yeager started out this way?
Holy smoke, they got an arsenal.
Now for the fancy stuff. Look, more bad news.
We're running out of gas?
No, out of road. How are you at hasty exits? Geronimo!
Glad you asked. About what? Exits.
Yes, this looks like Vincent. I'm sure he'd be pleased.
Mr. Van Meer, telephone.
Mr. Van Meer, Lieutenant Wax. We're searching for some paintings in connection with Mr. Fonce. Now, we've looked through the gallery and we can't find them. What I'd like to do is come up to his house tomorrow morning. Can you meet me at 9?
pity. Tomorrow when the police come, they'll find that somebody's stolen what they're looking for. And please, don't tie me up too tight. Voila. You see the originals just as I promised. Share and share alike as we agreed, Miss Potts.
Yes. But then I had an agreement with Vincent for all those years. And what was he doing? Keeping most of the originals and selling your forgeries.
His big mistake was sometimes selling the original and the forgery.
Greed, Ugarte, greed. The whole world is greedy. That's why Lieutenant Wax won't find you tied up. He'll find you dead.
No.
Just the three of us are leaving.
Why don't we all leave together? I wouldn't if I were you, Miss Potts. One stray bullet and you could puncture a Picasso.
Looks like tomorrow you're going to be having dinner in jail.
But believe me, you do get used to prison food.
And when you get out, you'll be much richer. Ask my pen pal.
For years, Mrs. Potts was Mr. Inside. She knew which paintings to steal and how to steal them.
Faunce was Mr. Outside. He knew where to sell them, except he was double-crossing her with Ugarte's help.
When Hire told Faunce he was getting your father's paintings, Faunce knew that Hire would spot the duplicates.
Just as you did.
So Faunce killed Johnny.
Ugarte figured he was being dumped on, went to Potts and blew the whistle on his playmate.
They faked Faunce's hanging. Besides paintings, Ugarte forged Faunce's suicide note.
But that didn't work either.
We were beginning to suspect Deborah Della Valance Potts anyhow.
She admitted she left the charm knowing we'd find it and go to her.
That was her dramatic little way of introducing herself as an insurance investigator.
Which she actually was, and getting our confidence. But we figured that our getting there, just as her pals were stealing the painting,
was a trifle too coincidental. But the clincher came when she said she and Ugarte met under such tragic circumstances.
How's that?
He called her Ms. Potts.
Well, that's her name.
Except nobody alive was supposed to know that except Wax and us.
When we were getting too close, she told her pals to take care of us.
They damn near did. Instead, they took care of the rules.
That's okay with me. I like the new one better. Then we went to Lieutenant Wax and had him set up Ugarte with a deadline. Fancy Fingers got us into Faunce's vault.
Yeah, it was like old times.
What made you suspect Ugarte?
Because Faunce was right-handed, but the knot on his fatal necktie was behind his left ear.
Ugarte is left-handed.
I didn't notice.
We did.
Ugarte stood behind Faunce and placed the knot on the left side.
Well, Uncle Jonathan was right about one thing. You two do make a good team.
Team? Not me. I'm by myself. I go my way alone.
Me too. Single, solo. Never had a partner. Never gonna have a partner.
That's what Barnum and Bailey said.
We're not Barnum and Bailey.
Right. Circus is leaving town.
Hey, wait. Let's stick around for a while and I'll teach you a few things.
Like what?
Why, like, let me see your driver's license.
My wallet.
My pleasure.
Now stay tuned for American Almanac with Roger Mudd in Rome and a report on terrorism.
I'm Bryant Gumbel. Tomorrow morning on Today, a preview of the President's State of the Union address.
I'm Jane Pauley, also Pat Benatar.
Join us tomorrow morning on Today.